Welcome to this episode of the Million Dollar Mastermind. I'm Larry Weidel, and before we get started, if you want to know exactly how to win again and again, go to weidelonwinning.com/webinar now to watch something I've put together for you. Now let's get going into this episode of Million Dollar Mastermind. I'm with Bill Orender. Hey, Bill.
Larry, glad to be here.
Yes, and we're talking about winning, and Bill is asking me questions and trying to get me in trouble with get me to say something I shouldn't say, and I may have already screwed things up, but we'll keep on going, Bill.
You know, Larry, you said something in our conversation a few days ago. You're one little new thought away from an explosion. What do you mean by that?
There's a great quote. You know, we've always had the thing that you're one recruit away from an explosion.
Right.
Perfect statement to this is from Vincent van Gogh. Said, "There's a lot of destruction and failure at the door of a successful painting." And so the thing is, like right before you make a breakthrough, it can just appear like it's a lost cause. This is never going to work. Everything we've done is wrong. But if you've got the right perspective, you say, look, it can't keep going wrong forever. This thing's going to even out. And if you keep on pushing, a lot of times you earn the right to stumble across or have somebody say something, or you read something or see something, and all of a sudden that flips a switch in your mind that just changes the whole dynamic. It's unbelievable. And so that's why I tell people, like in the book, I made it as strong as I could. Like, one of the reasons to never quit is because quit means right now it looks hopeless. But if you just take one more step, you might see something. One more step forward changes the whole dynamic. You'll be in a different position. And all of us know, no matter how depressed you get, how suicidal you get, how much of a lost cause, depressed, angry, whatever, disappointed, for whatever reason, everyone knows the next step. There's always one next step you should do, and do it. Do that. If it's just like, before you quit, before you jump off the building, I'm going to at least do this. Okay. And then when you do that, it's amazing how it opens up the door to like two more things that you can do. And now you've inched yourself a little bit closer to victory. And then maybe the clouds part, maybe you got a different angle, and all of a sudden, you got a totally different perspective on this thing. And adrenaline rushes in, and you're off the races where you thought I didn't have any more energy left. And so that's where this thing, it's just like over the years, people quit in our business and sales because they run out of prospects. I just don't have anybody to go talk to. And it's like, I always have told people, hey, listen, there's a lot of information online, but there aren't a lot of people who've actually done something. In my case, I've actually built a successful business that's accrued over $5 billion in assets under management and has done well even during trying times. Now, if you want to know exactly how I've done this, go to weidelonwinning.com/webinar now. I've compressed a decade of learning into 5 short weeks just for those of you who want to give yourself an incredible advantage and are tired of waiting and watching others move up. I said, you're lying to yourself. They say, oh, I've talked to everybody I know to talk to. There's nobody else in the world that I know that I could talk to and present this to. And I said, you're lying. You're lying. And then they look at them, they look at you like, how dare you? You say, there's one left. That's what I always tell them. I said, there's one left that you know that you haven't talked to yet. And they'll think for a second, they'll go, yep, you're right. I said, go talk to them. And usually that's all it takes is the breaker. But you're so good about reading. That's one reason I do what I do, is give them exposure to a constant heavy stream of great ideas from people that are actually accomplishing things. So that they're talking from a position of legitimacy. If they say something and explain something, there's a validity there because they've done it and they've gotten like phenomenal results from it. So you can trust that stuff. And then also, you may not even use that idea, but it may trigger something in your mind that's even better, that you forgot about, you thought of earlier, you forgot about, or you'd heard from somebody else. And that's really the great benefit of the podcast, is the things that it triggers in your mind to come up with. It's like churning butter or something. It's like there's stuff inside you that hadn't come out yet. And the great idea can come from any other kind of point. But all you need is an idea that's great enough to give you a little bit more encouragement to keep going. Keep trying, okay, I can get, I may not get it done, but I can get it closer to get done. And so that was why, what you said in that first book we put out was, you said, like, I may not be good enough. I'm not good. Everyone always asks themselves, am I good enough? And you said, I know I'm not good enough to do it, but I may be good enough to do it tomorrow. And so
right.
I'm going to keep moving forward. And so that's what was so profound about that. But that's the way I look at that one, Bill.
If you enjoyed what you've heard and are dead serious about finding out for yourself exactly how this works in the real world, I've taken the most valuable business lessons I've learned over 40 years and put them into something for you to watch. Go to whiteelementwinning.com/webinar now in order to move up as fast as possible. I'm Larry Weidel, and I run the $1 Million Mastermind. Go, go, go.